Alright, hello once again, and this is going to be the first video that I'm going to be explaining my research about Stargates and wormholes. The Stargate is just a device in particular. Wormhole technology could be many, many, many different things. Really cool things. Really dangerous things, actually. But before we get to all that interesting things, all of those interesting things, we need to get a baseline here. We need to, kind of forget what we learned from the Sci-Fi Channel or from our old crusty, incomplete textbooks about wormholes and in our physics classes, because most physicists, they just don't know. Of course, now before I get going here, I need to give some credit to some people that have definitely helped me along the way. Okay, first of all, there's Marco Rodin. I think I pronounced your name right. The man's a genius. I still can't understand all this stuff. I'm just now figuring out how prime numbers are related to the structure of the 0-point field. And I know that's going to make me sound really crazy and maybe arrogant, but I'm American, so screw yourself. That was an American expression, yes. Okay, and then there's Nassim Haramein. He just gave me some ideas that set me on the path to finish this project. Of course, even before I heard of him, I was developing my own kind of ideas about physics, geometry, sacred geometry, and sacred, ancient stuff. Figuring out there's some things in the ancient world that seem really, really, really similar to what we've just been figuring out about, about Einstein's physics, about, let's see, what else is there? There's, I forget. Anyway, so many things in our textbook. Oh, string physics. String physics. String theory, I guess they haven't proved it yet. So, yeah, so I kind of figured out some stuff myself, and they kind of helped me with some others, helped me finish this project, and that's about that. Okay, so, what is a Stargate? Okay, a Stargate is really similar to what you see on the TV program. The Stargate SG-1, blah, 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 blah. I got a lot of cool ideas from there. I didn't take any of the ideas just solely from there. I just kind of gotta get my creative juices going. And okay, so anyways, what the Stargate is. Stargate can be any size that you want, really. It just has to be a resonant size. Everything needs to be resonant with this kind of technology. You just can't throw stuff together and have it work and have it be safe. Okay, looking at my notebook here. My little brown notebook. Very boring looking. I'll have some scroll pictures that I drew on the side that may or may not have a reason. You'll probably learn later. Okay, so anyways, the Stargate, it's a device that creates a wormhole from point A to point B. It doesn't have any things on it that rotate. There's no moving parts. There's no symbols on it that represent any constellations or anything, because the combinations could be way too there's just too many combinations. You couldn't associate everything with a constellation. There's billions of stars. So yeah, there's no symbols like on the TV show. Okay, then let's see what else. Okay, yeah. Well, let's kind of talk about what a wormhole is. Okay, a wormhole is something that exists in nature that connects point A and point B together, but they're connected together not by a road like what we're used to thinking, just a straight line. If I can really make the concept clearly, the shortest distance between 2 points is not a straight line. Okay, and that's contrary to common thinking, but common thinking doesn't have these advanced concepts in mind. Common people don't think about these things. Actually, everybody doesn't think about these things. Only a few people. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that non-straight line is actually a route through non-real space. We can think of it as a dimension that is not in our three-dimensional space that we live in. But one thing to remember is this other region of space is part of 3D. It's if this higher dimension place goes away, so do we. If we go away, so does it. Well, it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship. And yeah, so you go from point A to point B. Each point, point A has an XYZ place. Point B has an XYZ. But when you turn this Stargate on, this wormhole device on, put enough energy into it, and you create the event horizon there, the XYZ of point A in space-time and the XYZ of point B in space-time will actually occupy the same space. So instead of needing to travel the straight line through three-dimensional space from point A to point B, we're going through this non-real dimension. We can call it hyperspace, or we can call it subspace. That's what sci-fi people call it. It's what new fringe scientists call it. But anyways, the distance between point A and point B, when they become connected, is not a little, it's not a lot. It's zero. You walk through this, you pass through this event horizon, you stop existing in point A, and you start existing in point B. But I'm not saying that your molecules get ripped apart, stored in some super hard drive, then transmitted through an antenna and then reassembled somewhere else. That doesn't happen. If that happened, it would hurt a lot. Okay, so that's really all there is about Stargates. For the most part, that's how they work. There are some safety concerns if you're going to be building one, which if you have enough money to buy the materials to build one that can go more than a few feet, we need to be friends. I like some of that money because I can build something really cool with that money. Or help you, yeah. You let me use your Stargate, and you pay for the Stargate. I'll help you build it, sure. But of course, is the Stargate real? or is it just something that some crazy person thought of? Okay. Okay, so safety concerns. Um, this is a scalar wave device. Um, if a scalar wave is not resonant with the biological entity that is nearby this field produced, it can damage the living organism. So that's one thing you have to be concerned about. Well, our next section is going to be about scalar waves and maybe some clarifications to scalar waves. Okay, so until next time, don't let your head explode.